Good morning. Happy Friday, guys. Thinking about selling on a nasty, cold, rainy, winter day like today. Now would be an amazing time, if you're thinking about selling, to be thinking about what you need to do to the inside of your home to prepare it. So remember, if you're going to get ready to sell your house, always give a list of to-dos to people that I represent when I list. They are not mandatory. They are, of course, recommendations. And what they do is, when I give them the list, they decide what do they think that they can get done, what can they get accomplished. And basically what happens is, once they're through with the list, they call me and we have professional pictures taken and we get it done. If you're a seller, this is what I see time after time after time with for sale by owners. They'll post it on Facebook, and if it looks really, really good in pictures, then they are bombarded and overwhelmed by Facebook messages, comments, people sharing it, and all these people that are interested. Lots of times, the people that are interested have not been pre-approved by a bank, or they don't have cash, and lots of times, they end up wasting a lot of time with people who cannot buy. There are so many people out there right now that are wanting to buy a home and have absolutely no idea what the monthly note looks like on what their anticipated budget is. I had somebody call me a couple of days ago that said, I'm looking for a house up to $200,000. And so I said, well, how did you come up with that number? And he said, well, that's just my number. I said, well, do you know what that number looks like as a monthly mortgage? What does that number look like? No, ma'am, I have no idea. Listen, how do you know what your house budget is if you do not know what your monthly budget is for a house? Number one, when you are thinking about buying a home, you need to know what you can afford to pay per month. And so as a seller, if you just put a for sale sign in the front yard, or if you post it on Facebook, number one, it's not safe, because do you have a screening process in place for these strange people to walk through your home if you're a seller? Think about that for a minute. Anybody can just call you up that saw your listing either on Facebook or saw the sign in the front yard and stop at your house and want to walk through your house. An absolute complete stranger. In this day and age, think about how dangerous that is. So one advantage to hiring a realtor, and remember, when you hire me to list your house for sale, you're not paying me a single penny up front. I don't get paid unless I sell your house. But one thing when I list your home is every single person's going to get screened before they walk through the doors of your house. We're not just landing some Joe Blow off the street, show up at the house and want to go see it. We absolutely have a very thorough screening process before anybody walks into your house. So as a seller, if you say, I feel comfortable showing my house to strangers, I'm fine with people just showing up at my door if there's a sign in the front yard, and you feel comfortable with all the negotiating and the strategizing, remember this as a seller. First impressions are huge. Most people are going to see your house either on Facebook or on Zillow or on Trulia. The first pictures and the very first time they see your house are huge. First impressions are huge. So be thinking about those pictures. If you can hire a professional photographer, you absolutely want to. If you can't afford to hire a professional photographer, I am going to pay for all of that up front. You're not paying me to pay a professional photographer and videographer to come out to your house. That's never happening. You don't pay me unless I sell your house. But as a seller, if you absolutely want to do it on your own, you need to invest in hiring a professional photographer to come out to your house, fly over with the drone, take aerial shots of the outside and the yard and all the surrounding community, and then take professional pictures of the inside. Now, before they come over to your house to take pictures, you need to have it decluttered. You need to have it as clean as humanly possible. You need to have it as bright and open and airy as humanly possible. And when I meet with you to sell it, those are all the things I would tell you to do, okay? It cannot be too clean. It cannot be too neat. It cannot be too decluttered. First impressions are huge. So be thinking about what doorway are the buyers going to be walking through. You want that to be so clean, so fresh. You want a fresh welcome mat, maybe some fresh plants, things like that. As a seller, this is a huge misconception that I always hear people say. I'm going to list it way overpriced so that I have room to negotiate. That is not smart. That scares people off. Number two, it's probably not going to appraise. And when something is listed, when I list something and I list it for fair market value, 95% of the time, you're going to get the price that it's listed for. As if I represent you as the listing agent, that's the price you're going to get. So we're going to list it at fair market value because we want to make sure it appraises when the buyer has it appraised. We're not going to overprice it so we can negotiate. That's not smart at all. This is not car shopping, and it's totally different from buying a car, okay? Another misconception sellers have is that you have to have it appraised. You absolutely do not have to have it appraised. And if I list your house, you're not going to pay for an appraisal. An appraisal is done by the buyer if they choose to. If they're getting a loan, then they will have to have it appraised. If they're paying cash, they do not have to have it appraised. If I list your house, you're not paying for an appraisal. There's no need for one. We base the price of your house based on the current market value of the prices of homes in the area that have sold. So what you will say to me when I meet with you to sell your house is, this is the number that I want to net in my pocket on closing day when everything is said and done. That is the number that you will tell me. And then I'll figure out the comps and what things have sold for lately. And can we make it work? Can we make it work? Can we get that number for you in your pocket? And I will tell you, probably 98 to 99% of the time, sellers undervalue the price of their home. They undervalue how much they can sell their house for. I see it all the time. And so by selling your house on your own, you're absolutely losing money. Even with paying my commission, I can almost guarantee you 96 to 97% of the time, I will make you more money by listing your house than you would do on your own. That's a guarantee. Not to mention, I handle everything. I handle the marketing, the advertising, the negotiating, the photography, the videography, all the things. All you do is prepare it to sell quickly. And you sign a contract when you get one. And that's about all you do. And then you show up at closing and collect your check. So it can be that simple. If you're thinking about selling and you don't know where to start and you're not sure, give me a call. I'd love to have a conversation with you. But what I always say to people is you have to know that you're ready to sell, and you have to have a place to go. You have to know where you're going next, because if I list your house, I'm going to sell it. That's a guarantee. Y'all enjoy this day. Bring the sunshine, because there's none out today. And if you're thinking about buying or selling, give me a call, message me. I am never too busy, okay? I am busy, but I'm never too busy to represent you either as the buyer or as the seller. And whatever side I'm on, I'm going to be on your side full force. So if I represent you as the buyer, you are absolutely going to get amazing strategizing on your side to get you the absolute lowest possible price. And if I represent you as the seller, you're going to be in great hands, because I'm going to be working to get you the absolute most money in your pocket in the shortest amount of time possible. Y'all take care.